Welcome to today's Explainer. Okay, so our mission today is to jump right into a really fascinating deep dive. We're looking at an observation record from Tommy Yoshida. You might know him as Yoshida Tsutomu in Japan. And what's super compelling here is that his core questions are laid out in both the Japanese and international versions of his text, which just goes to show this is a universal challenge we're all dealing with. But hey, before we get started, let's set some ground rules. We are not here to evaluate AI, we're not doing a how-to tutorial on specific tools, and honestly, most importantly, we are absolutely not here to draw final conclusions. Nope. Instead, we're doing something a bit different. We're going to practice the lost art of deep observation.
So let's get right into it by acknowledging something kind of unusual about this record. You'll notice that unfinished thoughts and unresolved questions are, well, intentionally left exactly as they are. If you catch any awkward phrasing or concepts that just seem to hang in the air without a neat little bow on them, actually, that's entirely by design. It's serving as this live, unfiltered observation of how language, rapid tech advancements, and human judgment are all colliding right now. We're in the messy middle of a technological revolution, and, well, we're just embracing it. Now, the whole catalyst for Yoshida's observation is a piece of corporate news that literally set the internet on fire recently. GMO Internet Group made massive headlines by officially abolishing remote work for their employees. Now, sure, a major tech-forward company calling everyone back to the physical office is always going to make waves, right? But it's the specific reasoning behind this move that really caught Yoshida's eye.
And here's where it gets wild. The official stated trigger for this huge policy shift was incredibly specific. It was a metric based entirely on typing. Yeah, typing. GMO's Masatoshi Kumagai explicitly cited a decline in the number of typing strokes per hour as a major reason for bringing people back in. Basically, the argument was that productivity, measured literally by how much people were hitting their keyboards, was dropping while employees were working from home.
But okay, hold on a second, because this presents an immediate, glaring paradox. At the exact same time GMO is pulling the plug on remote work because of decreased typing, they're simultaneously pushing this massive, company-wide AI voice input initiative. Just think about the mechanics of that for a second. An AI voice initiative, by its very design, inherently reduces the need for an employee to ever touch a keyboard. It's like, wait, what?
And this crazy juxtaposition naturally needs everyone on social media, and honestly, probably you watching this right now, to ask a really pointed question. Is this just a massive contradiction? I mean, how on earth can a company mandate a return to the office because typing metrics are down, while at the very same time rolling out technology literally meant to eliminate typing? As you'd expect, it sparked a fiery debate online, with everyone rushing to point out the irony.
But here is where Yoshida's observation gets truly insightful. He actually argues that we're asking the wrong question entirely. Instead of rushing to judge whether this corporate decision is objectively right or wrong, or just pointing fingers and yelling hypocrisy, we need to take a step back. We really need to ask ourselves what we can actually learn from observing how this company adapts its operations in real time. And that brings us to this crucial redefinition of what it actually means to operate in the AI era. Look, the AI era is not this frantic race for instant answers or rapid-fire hot takes. It's just not. Instead, it's an era that heavily rewards those who have the patience to continuously update their understanding based on a rapidly changing reality, rather than rigidly defending fixed conclusions. The business metrics of yesterday, they might be totally irrelevant tomorrow. Navigating that requires deep patience, not snap judgments.
So instead of just settling for a simple gotcha moment about keyboards, Yoshida presents a few alternative hypotheses for us to observe. Maybe, just maybe, that typing metric wasn't the absolute truth, but more of a symbolic wake-up call from management regarding productivity urgency. Or maybe it's a push to regain the decision-making speed and unity that you only really get from physical proximity. Or, and I think this is the most fascinating angle, it might be an early signal that AI is fundamentally altering how work and job evaluation metrics are defined from the ground up. The truth is, we simply don't know yet. And this uncertainty builds into a rapid succession of open questions. These questions form the very core of Yoshida's text, and they're things we absolutely have to track over the next year. We've got to start with the most basic, fundamental unknown. Does productivity actually improve by returning to the office? We're literally watching the real-world application of this policy unfold right now to see if a physical return genuinely moves the needle on output, regardless of whatever new metrics they end up using to measure it.
Simultaneously, we need to critically observe the technology side of the equation. Like, will stripping away remote work actually accelerate their internal AI adoption?
We need to watch carefully to see if voice input truly sticks in the field and becomes a reliable, everyday fixture in their operations, or, if it was just an experimental initiative that eventually fades away into the background.
Zooming out even further, we really must watch the broader industry impacts. Do collaboration and decision-making genuinely speed up when teams are physically back in the same room? And a big one here, will other companies view GMO as a pioneer in this highly specific hybrid of office return and AI adoption, and then follow suit? All of this just proves that one single corporate announcement cannot answer these complex variables. They require sustained, patient attention.
Which brings us to a profound philosophical pivot from Yoshida. He makes this brilliant point that AI is not a technology that gives answers, but a technology that gives humans time to observe. Just let that sink in for a second. We're constantly marveling at how AI can spit out a polished answer in mere seconds, right? But its true, profound value in the workplace isn't an answer itself. It's buying us humans the precious time we need to actually observe the complex, messy real world around us. And that represents a massive, fundamental shift in our professional roles. The most valuable skill is no longer having the fastest answer, because frankly, AI is always going to beat you at that game now. No way around it. Instead, the uniquely human role is using that saved time to cross-reference reality. It's about looking at the world, looking at the unfolding data, and continuously updating our hypotheses. The supreme value right now lies in ongoing observation, definitely not the instant conclusion. To put this all into perspective, we really have to stretch our timelines. Because common sense in the AI world changes practically every 6 months, we must project our observations forward. Think about it. Today, a policy is announced. In 6 months, the baseline of what we consider normal AI usage will have shifted completely. So by the 1-year mark, we should be actively accumulating facts and updating our hypotheses, rather than foolishly trying to evaluate a modern company based on yesterday's outdated metrics. As we leave this topic purposefully unresolved, which is very true to Yoshida's method of observation, by the way, I want you to consider a final thought. 1 year from now, what entirely new landscape will we be looking at when the facts finally accumulate? What will we see if we resist the overwhelming urge to judge things today and simply commit to observing reality as it unfolds? Thank you so much for exploring this fascinating record with me. Keep observing, keep updating your hypotheses, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.